Hey, Breland, we're mentioning you with some really.
I was wondering if anybody was going to catch that we've got Led Zeppelin and Breland in the same. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So
sentence.
check this out. And just to kind of pump out a little bit more of this, you can't just brush something off. I mean, they said the same thing about David Bowie and the whole Ziggy Stardust thing. This will never work. And same way with Alice Cooper and his shock rock stuff. But guess what? Alice Cooper's still touring. People love him just as much today, if not more, than they did back then when he came out. And look what David Bowie became, one of the greatest artists of all time. So there you go. Hey, everybody, welcome into the show. I think I just...
Oh, I'm dying. You got me.
I think I just made my podcasting partner lose his cookies, man.
I'm crying.
How'd you like that? Not much, man. Yeah, boy, do we have an interesting topic today. I'll tell a little bit of a story behind this and why we're doing it.
While I dry my eyes.
While you dry your eyes. But should I just go ahead and get into it? And
yeah.
So for those of you who are familiar with Keith and I, who have paid attention to some of the stuff that we've talked about on our podcast, then you know very well that there's probably not too many moments throughout the day that Keith and I are not in some sort of contact, whether it be just to kind of dig at each other or, hey, have you heard about this or whatever. And so I'm sitting, relaxing, having a nice cold IPA, as I like to have in the evenings. And I get this text, and it's just a random text from Keith, and it's just this video. And since he knows I'm such a big fan of Borough Country, I think that's why he was digging at me on it and says, hey, you need to check this guy out. So I watched it, and I'll go ahead and tell you who it is. And it's an artist by the name of Breland. And he's got this catchy little track out now called, what is it, Keith? My Truck?
My Truck, or Don't Touch My Truck.
Don't Touch My Truck. Yeah, the kids call it. And so I began to watch this thing, and I immediately shut it down, man. I came back out and I was like, what are you doing, man? What is this stuff? I mean, it's just, I came back and I told him, I said, man, I can't do this. It's killing me, man, right? Because I had just sent you that. We had talked about the song. You sent me the Rednecker than me,
Hardy.
Or whatever.
Yeah,
Hardy,
yeah.
right.
Which was awful.
Yeah,
right?
and we talked with our friend, the pop song professor, about Borough Country, and we all know how big of a fan he is as well.
Right.
But anyway, so I shut him down, man. I was like, I was not in a good spot, and said, man, don't send me this stuff.
Well, so you know how sometimes you sort of know the reaction you're gonna get. It's like if I try to feed my dog like vegetables or something, he's always gonna like, and just
right,
like spit them out the side,
right, yeah.
And I knew probably because I knew you, and I think I expected, but sort of the fun of this was, I didn't say anything. I just sent it to you, and I just wanted to wait. I literally just waited and waited and waited. And I was just waiting to see what kind of response I was going to get out of you.
And it was everything you expected, right?
Yeah. I mean, it was quite entertaining, for sure.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think I made a couple of comments about this guy's pretty smart, marketing to the audience that he's marketing to.
Which are not very smart, and he's just capitalizing on that.
Capitalizing on that, right? But Keith comes back and he shoots a comment back and he goes, "Okay, I bet you $5 that you're going to listen to this song again, and we're going to have a conversation about it." And it wasn't but about 30 minutes later, I had played it again for my wife, and my wife's over there going, "This is pretty cool." And the more I listened to it, I'm like, it's kind of catchy, and I get it, man. I'm not going to run out and go buy a whole album full of this stuff. I think it's kind of like jazz for me, man, or bluegrass, if you will. I can only take so much of it. Now, there's only one music genre that I could sit and listen to all day long, and that's rock and roll, man, metal. I can listen to it all day long. I could never get enough of it, but that appeals to me more. But to give cred where cred is due, Breland, also known as the pinpoint guard, which we'll get into here momentarily, has done a great job of this thing, man. And I think at the time that you and I were initially talking about it, when you sent that to me, he had already had over 7 million hits.
Well, I don't think that was the week it released. So I think
on YouTube, he had already been. This TikTok. Thing had already been on TikTok. That's right.
Yeah. But it just came out at the end of February on YouTube. Okay, so let me kind of set this up for the people that aren't familiar with him or this song. And honestly, if you haven't seen it yet, you're going to. I would not surprise me if it ends up the next year's Super Bowl ad or something.
If you leave this video, this particular segment, can we put a link to his video on?
I think we can. Oh yeah, we can do that for sure.
So we should do that. And here's what I want. I want you click on it, man, and then after you listen to it, come back and give us a comment.
All right, let's do that. Let's do that. Leave us a comment in this video. Tell us what you think. And while we're on that topic, go ahead and hit that like button, the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button, leave us a note. All of those things tell YouTube to allow us to continue, essentially. That helps us out by giving us a better rating with YouTube, and it helps us sort of further what we're doing. So thank you for that. And to the people that have already subscribed, to each and every one of you, thank you for doing that.
Absolutely.
Okay, so Breland. So this guy, well, actually, let me just kind of lay out what the song is, and then we can get into him in the discussion. But
yeah, let's do that.
It's referred to as trap country,
right?
And it's basically hip hop over a country theme. And in this particular case, he's talking about his truck. Don't touch my truck, right?
Right.
And it is all over YouTube. I was at Disney World a week ago. And everywhere. So when we opened this show, you heard Jay singing one of the hooks from the song. You know,
and I'm not gonna give it
right.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna do. I'm not doing it again because I can't do it nearly as good as this guy. But
well, it was pretty good, man. And
thank you.
Just kids everywhere, just singing that, right? I mean, it's catchy. So I knew before we recorded this, but after you and I initially talked about it, I knew, I felt reassured that it was legitimate, right?
Right.
So he did this on sort of a bet or a dare to push himself a little bit, and I've got the post that he made about it, but essentially he was kind of pushing himself to see if he could do trap country. I don't think that's normally what he does. And
No. He's involved in many other projects and is actually very well respected in the songwriting and recording community.
Okay, so when this, and I've seen the video, it's on YouTube as well.
It's good.
Yeah,
it's actually really good.
When it starts out, it's a cowboy. It's not him. It's just a white cowboy in your stereotypical cowboy hat, and
like a Billy Ray Cyrus looking dude or something.
Yeah, he's got a sheepskin Levi's jacket on and his boots,
right?
Just kind of Marlboro Man kind of thing going on, right? And then within seconds, all that gets turned on its end, and it's not what you expect at all.
And here comes Breland in like coveralls, man.
Yeah.
And just he's dancing. It's very well choreographed, and so it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I was
So
excited.
if you have not watched this, please go out and check it out. And it's you're welcome.
I mean,
It's going to be a big deal whether you think so or not.
It's one of those songs, man, where people do this to you all the time. It's like you'll hear "Don't Stop Believing" by Journey, right?
Right.
And then it's just kind of stuck in your head. You can't get it out of your head. This is one of those songs that it will grab you, man, and you will play it over and over again until you get it, the whole picture. And we were talking earlier, it's very well done, very well written. There's sections within this song, and I'll have to lean on Keith to kind of tell me the structure of those parts. But he's got the initial, first verse, and I call it a chorus, but it really speeds up the tempo in the middle of it, and it's I love it, man. It's almost like a skirting kind of a thing, and then he slows it back down and goes back into the next verse. And
well, you're actually onto something there. So song form is something that they teach you in music theory, and I wouldn't expect anyone that hasn't gone to either a college level kind of music program or maybe like a magnet school to really get into that. So the fact that you're pointing to that is pretty insightful. But you're basically, the most common song form would be like ABA or ABAB or ABAC. All right. So just meaning like the A section is the same. You go to the A section, you go to the B section, you go back to an A section, which may have different lyrics, but it sounds the same. Right.
Right.
So like verse, chorus, verse, chorus, verse, chorus. Right. Okay.
Right.
And then they'll throw a C in there and it's a little bit different. Yeah. Right.
Bridge or something in there. Yeah. So, but it's very well structured.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
Don't you agree? Oh, absolutely, he does.
So here, do you want to just do we want to talk a little bit about I've got a list of things that I liked about this song and why I think it's good. Do we want to go into that a little bit?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead. Get started. Go ahead.
And I guess I got to say this. So this is going to be different. Okay, for almost everybody that hasn't heard it. And I used the term like a while ago. A like is a relative term, okay? I hated beer and whiskey the first time that I had them. I didn't really care for Mozart either the first time that plate of peas was shoved under my nose.
Right. Good one, man.
And so, and look, we learned from Clifford, the pop song professor who you mentioned a while ago, that quality and taste are two different things.
That's right.
So just because I don't like something doesn't mean it's of poor quality.
Well, I think that when we had our conversation with Clifford, the pop song professor, because I asked a question about how he felt where music is, and he was very candid and to the point about, well, I disagree with you respectfully in a way that music has purpose. It has a purpose. It has a reason. So it really kind of enlightened me a little bit more to be more accepting, and that was something that Keith and I had that conversation after I completely blew this thing off, and I said to him, I said, man, I'm going to take back every word that I said about this thing because it's actually really good, So
hey, if it's not your cup of tea, and honestly, it's not something I would probably seek out directly, but
but I'm not going to turn it off.
I didn't go seek out Mendelssohn either, but when it comes on, I might or Miles, I'm never going to turn Miles Davis off if it comes on.
I will turn Nelson off though.
Okay. I will, well, there's Milli Vanilli. Yeah. The world has its fair share of Milli Vanillis, right? I mean,
right.
Okay,
but this is a song I wouldn't turn off.
So
I like it that much.
The first thing and this is, you've already pointed to this is a singable tune. Okay. So it's memorable. And that's incredibly difficult to pull off from a songwriter's perspective. That, especially with that element of hip hop in it.
Yep.
Because a lot of that stuff, a lot of the mumble rap, it is less about what they call in country music the hook, than it is about what you're trying to say.
Right.
But the more hummable or singable a piece of music is, the more it's going to stick with people commercially. The more you're going to want to, hear it again.
Right. Even if you don't know the words to this song and you just heard the music,
yep,
you're completely fine with it.
Yeah.
And even if it was just a music track itself, you're going to be completely fine with it and throw in the what I mean? It's just, right?
But it's not that hard as you go through it to pick up new word. You can add a little bit every time you listen to it in terms of the lyrics, right?
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
So that right there, I mean, that puts him in the top 10th percentile, or the 90th percentile, I guess I should say, of all songwriters and pop songs written, because he's got a catchy tune.
He's got a catchy tune. And he did it without any derogatory comments. And this is going to be something that I really appreciate about Breland. And I did a little, I read about him, and I could kind of get that sense that when he writes, he likes to write clean. And he states that. He doesn't want to bring, dirty lyrics and stuff like that out. He wants kids to have somebody to look up to, and I appreciate that about him. It's very important this day and time that we do have. It's okay to have, be an artist and, not use a curse word or swear in a song or be derogatory to anybody, women, men, whoever.
It doesn't make you less of a talent. In fact, it's harder to pull off without the use of those colorful.
Yeah, I mean it's right. It's kind of it's kind of almost like a comedian that doesn't drop an F-bomb every 2 seconds, man. I mean, there's a place. Yeah. It is, and there's a place for that. We all know that, but kids aren't showing up at the. All right, they're not coming into that. So there you go. There's my.
So here's here's reason number 2 that you've just alluded to. Mm-hmm. As I'm watching this video. That grin, man. I mean, he's just got this ear grin going on the whole time. And when you're doing that 24/7 on camera, it is very captivating to the viewers. Like, there's something about that you're like, oh, he looks like he's having a good time, and it draws you in. Who else do we know? Can you think of anyone in the music industry that has always had that grin on camera?
Yeah, I can. I do.
Name one.
Fresh Prince.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude is great, man. Great rapper.
Yeah.
What was this?
Will Smith.
Will Smith. There you go.
See, I was thinking Eddie Van Halen. Every time Eddie Van Halen's on camera, he was always grinning at the camera.
He's smiling. Yeah. And there's almost a little bit of a, for a lack of better words, I think actually it's maybe a good choice. There's almost a seductive.
Yeah.
Thing to that. I mean,
you see brings that, and you're like, well, he's having fun. Now I'm having fun, right? Right,
exactly, man. It kind of brings you in. So he's the whole package. He's a very marketable guy. You can see that. But I am happy for this guy. Breland, if you're listening, man, good job.
You know what? Here's a standing invitation, Breland, if you want to, Daniel, if I may.
Yeah,
you can come talk to our audience about this and why you did it,
we'd
love anything else that you're working on that we don't know about, and we'll give you the floor, man. It would be cool to kind of hear from your perspective what's going on with this. We will try. I think Jay discovered a way to reach out to him to see if we can't get him on the show to talk about.
Yeah, that'd be
really
cool.
Whatever he wants to talk about. If he doesn't want to talk about this song, we can talk about whatever he wants to talk about.
I'd just like to talk to him about. Where he's going with his music career, and it's obvious he has a very bright future ahead of him. Again, he's worked very hard at it for a long time. I mean, he grew up.
Well, apparently he was writing for a label
That
he's 24 and he was doing it like before he was 20, I think. So I've got a new item to show. Now this is some of the stuff I sent you last night, and I forgot to mention this before.
So this is okay. All right.
So you know what's coming, right?
Yeah, this is some stuff we're going to be promoting.
Yeah. Well, I just think it's hilarious, and I want to share it with our audience. Now we'll put a link to it in the mentioned on the podcast page.
You gotta do it. Yes.
This one you can get on Amazon.
It's worthy.
Do not tell me how I find these things. I don't even know myself.
Yeah, I'm not going to go there. I don't even want to know what you were searching for.
You. All right, now you got okay. We've all heard of the People of Walmart website, right? We've all seen the pictures of the People of Walmart, right?
Yeah, people of Florida and people of Walmart have a lot in common.
Right, but there's a website where you can go and it's got some of the most bizarre People of Walmart photos.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh man, I mean I've been in to a few Walmarts myself, and I can tell you I have witnessed seeing some of this stuff. So
okay,
go ahead.
So this is an adult coloring book. Now, adult coloring books are a thing. If just so that you know, my wife does some of these. They're therapeutic. A lot of them have a lot of detail. She does not do these, but she's done stuff local landscapes, and
you can decompress when you get into those things. I enjoy it. It's like doodling, man.
So I probably would not recommend this for children. Is why I said it is definitely an adult coloring book. Mm-hmm. It's called The People of Walmart Adult Coloring Book. Okay, and you can find this on Amazon. All right. And I'm just gonna go ahead and let me see if I can find a couple of examples. Here is a woman. It looks like standing in front of a book parenting aisle with her child on some sort of leash, laying on the floor there, presumably in a tantrum. So that's one example. That's a nice one. And then we have. This is so disturbing. I don't even know what this is. It's like a man centaur horse looking, a guy pushing a shopping cart where the back part of his body is some sort of a equestrine.
I don't even want to know.
I'm about to lose it, man.
I don't even want to know why that is even.
And then some of these I just don't feel comfortable holding up in front of the camera. They're all good, make no mistake. But there's one more in here that struck a little bit too close to home. If I can find it, this one apparently they got a picture of my father-in-law and put that one in the coloring book.
Oh man, the hairdo, dude.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, man, I used to work for a guy in Nashville that had a hairdo just like that, and it was dyed black. So it was like almost, it's like the Elvis do, man. Holy moly.
So here is, this is the last one. This is, it looks like the whole family on one of those little electric Little Rascal scooters. They just, she's just got the kids and everybody rolling around on we all love that when we're trying to shop in the store, right?
Just a scooter, yeah.
So you can go to our website at partscounterguru.com. There is a tab up near the top that says mentioned on the podcast, and we will put a link to that coloring book in the mentioned on the podcast section for this episode, which I don't even know what we're going to call. What are we going to call this one? My Truck? Breland?
Yeah, I think so. I think we should.
Something like that. You'll find it. It'll be obvious.
Yeah, it'll be obvious. So,
all right, back to you, Jay.
Well, I was just going to give some words on it where they can find us on social media.
Yeah, go for it.
Guys, we appreciate if you're already liking us on Facebook. That's fantastic. Thank you so much. Share and let people know about us. But if you haven't started following us, you can find us on Facebook.com/Parts Counter Gurus. Hit that like button, share it, tell a friend. We're over on Instagram, Instagram.com/The Parts Counter Gurus. Follow us there. We do post from time to time on Instagram, not nearly as much as we do on Facebook. We're pretty heavy on Facebook. And from time to time, we will do some live simulcast, and that will actually show up on Facebook as well as YouTube Live. So keep that in mind as well. So, and you can head over to our website, which is partscounterguru.com. Everything Keith just mentioned on the podcast, you'll find that there. And there's also a link to all of our podcast platforms. Please subscribe to them and also subscribe to our YouTube channel while you're watching this.
So, what about if I want to support the show? Is there another way maybe that...
There is, yeah. They can become a sponsor, and there's... see, you always get...
that Amazon link?
The Amazon link, yeah, for sure. There's an Amazon icon up at the top right-hand corner that you can do.
The website, yeah.
Yeah, you can just...
Now, does it cost me any more to do that than
No.
if I just go to Amazon.com, or is it like the same?
No.
But if I'm buying like weird things like this,
Yep.
this people of Walmart, can we see who buys that? I mean, is
Nope.
that no? Okay.
Nope.
So
Nope.
if
Can't
I
see
bought
who
like
buys
10
it.
of these, I wouldn't know who. These
Nope.
make great holiday gifts and birthday gifts, by the way. Can you
Oh,
tell I'm trying to? Okay.
I am thinking that should be a gift for anybody that shops in Walmart.
Oh, dude, wait until you see. I've got some stuff lined up. That's
a great find, man. Actually,
I'm pretty proud of it.
I may buy a few of those for some people.
You know what? We'll have to do some sort of contest where we color one and like sign it and send it out to.
Yeah. Oh, you know what we didn't say that we need to make a mention of here?
I'm all ears.
Okay, so we talked SEMA, right?
Yeah.
If I'm SEMA, listen to me. You need to get Breland out there in your custom truck section, man, to have him come out and perform live. I would love to see that.
It would be a great fit. It really would.
Oh, very perfect fit. They could get him. You know where they do all the burnouts
the Hot Wheels
and stuff?
track. Yeah,
the Hot Wheels track. That's where he needs to be.
Yeah.
And just come out and sing the song. Hey, it's Las Vegas, Breland. They'd love you out there, man. I know they would.
Yeah.
Get out there. And we would love to meet you, man.
Well, you know some people that could make that happen, right? I mean, if we got him in touch with...
Might be able to get him in touch with the right folks, yeah. So reach out, man. I got some contacts over there. We'll see what happens.
All right. So now that I've thrown a monkey wrench into your whole social spiel, is there anything else that you were going to mention?
No, just keep paying attention to what we're doing. We got a lot of videos coming out, got a lot of podcasts coming out. So just if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do that.
Maybe tell a friend.
Tell a friend. Free to you guys, man, but it's priceless to us, and it costs us money to do these things. So we will take every subscription and like.
It helps.
And bell ring that we can get. Man.
Yep.
But definitely tell your friends.
Yeah, and I'll take it a step further, as I like to say. If you don't like the show, tell an enemy.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you want to get back at your enemies, man. Why not?
Or if you don't have any friends, that's okay. Just find a coworker's computer and subscribe from there. Good enough, right?
That's a good call, man. I like the way you think, Keith. I like the way you think.
Just trying to have something out there for everybody, I mean,
right on.
Can't leave anybody out, right?
No, not at all. So, all right.
Are we are we
gonna?
gonna?
You gonna take us out
of here? All right, everybody. Until next time, remember what Jay said. Hit, click, punch, sub, like, all that stuff, and thank you for doing that. Thank you for listening. That is Jay over there. I am Keith. We are the Parts Counter Gurus, and I will leave you with this one. Someone else is happy with less than what you have.
Oh, very good.
Like
very
that?
Good. Insightful.
Thanks, everybody. We'll talk to you next time.
See you guys.